Welcome to this explainer. Today we're going to dive into an incredibly powerful and really informative story, drawn directly from our source material. I want you to just slow down for a second and picture the edge of a quiet, peaceful village. Imagine small mud houses dotting the landscape, completely surrounded by green fields. Well, this is where a 12-year-old boy named Amir lived. He wore worn-out clothes, carried old books, and honestly, to anyone looking from the outside, his family had very little. They didn't even have basic modern comforts. But inside, Amir possessed something absolutely invaluable. His dreams were, quite literally, limitless.
Okay, let's dive into this. What does it actually take to change your destiny? When you're starting from a place of absolute zero resources, how do you completely rewrite your future? We've all got goals, right? And we all face roadblocks. But as we explore the facts of Amir's journey, I really want you to contrast your own hurdles with how this boy, standing in torn clothes on a dusty road, managed to fundamentally transform his entire life.
Section 1. A boy with limitless dreams. We so often think our environment dictates our potential. Every single day in the classroom, Amir faced the harsh, everyday reality of his poverty. The other school children would actually laugh at his old torn clothes. Now, what's really interesting about this contrast is the stark difference between his two worlds. On one side, his external reality is just total deprivation, mud houses, absolutely zero electricity, and constant mockery. But on the other side, his internal reality was heavily guarded. His limitless dreams, his unbreakable focus, and his immense courage formed this kind of invisible armor that the laughter just couldn't penetrate. Section 2. The daily struggle for education. So it's one thing to have a dream, right? It's an entirely different thing to endure the grueling physical effort required to actually achieve it. Let's walk through Amir's daily timeline together because it is intense. At sunrise, he wasn't hopping in a car. He walked several kilometers down a dusty road just to get to his small school. Then in the afternoon, while other kids were maybe resting or playing, he headed straight to the golden fields for heavy manual labor, harvesting crops until the sun went down. And finally at night, because his family had no electricity, he literally took his open notebook out to the quiet village road to study. His success wasn't some kind of magic trick. It was the deliberate, exhausting accumulation of these incredibly hard choices every single day. He studied under a lonely streetlight. I mean, just take a second to picture that scene. The village is pitch black, completely quiet, and there's just one young boy sitting all alone in the glow of a street lamp, hyper-focused on his open notebook. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How do you handle a lack of resources in your own daily life? When society puts pressure on you, or when you feel like you just don't have the right tools, do you retreat, or do you go out and find your own street lamp? Amir's quiet resilience in the dark is just a massive testament to making do with exactly what you have. Section 3. The ultimate test. So after years of balancing that back-breaking farm labor at sunset with intense studying in the dead of night, it was finally time. All of those kilometers walked, all those nights under the street lamp, they were all leading up to a single critical moment. He sat in that examination hall, completely dialed in, bringing every single ounce of his hard work to the table. And the outcome? Oh, it was absolutely phenomenal. He ranked first place in his entire district. Just imagine the massive weight lifting off his shoulders right then. The kid with no electricity didn't just pass the test, he completely outperformed everyone. And that #1 ranking wasn't just a shiny badge of honor. It was the key that unlocked a totally different reality for him. He earned a scholarship that changed his future forever. The source material actually describes him holding that acceptance letter with tears of pure joy streaming down his face, totally surrounded by his proudly smiling family. All that pain, all the endless harvesting in the fields, and all the mockery from his peers, it all just melted away in that one victorious moment inside their little village home. Section 4. Returning to serve. Let's move forward and see how this builds. The easiest thing for Amir to do would have been to take that scholarship money, leave the mud houses in the rearview mirror, and never look back. I mean, he had earned his ticket out, fair and square. But true greatness isn't just about escaping your circumstances, is it? It's about what you actually do with the power and knowledge you acquire. Years later, the boy who used to trudge down those dusty roads returned. Only this time, he was wearing a white coat. Amir came back as a successful young doctor, treating patients right there in a rural village clinic. He took his own personal success and transformed it into this profound life-saving impact, becoming a living, breathing symbol to the village children of what is truly possible. Section 5. The power of perseverance.
Amir's journey is far more than just a heartwarming story. It is a literal masterclass in the mechanics of achievement that every single one of us can apply. So the crucial point is captured right here in these three core components. First, courage. The courage to stand quietly and completely ignore the mockery when others are laughing at your current reality. Second, hard work. There is simply no substitute for the physical and mental grind, whether that's harvesting crops in the afternoon or studying when everyone else is fast asleep. And finally, hope. That unshakable, deep-down belief that tomorrow can actually be better than today if you just put in the effort. These three pillars didn't just change one boy's day, they elevated an entire community.
The source text leaves us with this profound final thought, and it hits hard. Never give up. Every dream begins with one step. It's such a simple sentence, right? But when it's backed by the weight of a boy walking kilometers at sunrise and studying under a lonely street lamp, it carries incredible resonance. It proves that massive, life-altering shifts in destiny don't just happen all at once. They happen one single, deliberate step at a time. So I want to leave you with this question to chew on. What will your next first step be today? You have the blueprint now. You've seen exactly what is possible against all odds. Don't sit around waiting for perfect conditions, and definitely don't let a lack of resources hold you back. Find your step, take it, and whatever you do, never give up. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I will see you next time.